Thank you, Robert. Ladies and gentlemen, can I add my thanks to you all for coming this morning to this beautiful Somerset House and the launch of the second year of our 3-year City for All vision. With our partners, we want Westminster to be an unrivaled city of choice and aspiration, where connections among residents, businesses and visitors get stronger as everyone plays their part in and benefits from our city's continued success. As an authority, we've been able to constantly change and adapt to support the needs of this city and those who live, work, visit and invest in this special place, regardless of the challenges we have faced. With so many groups and organisations represented here this morning, and the many more who weren't able to make it today, we have led Westminster through some challenging and some incredible times together. We've been able to do this because our approach can be summed up as small government, bold ideas, and effective partnerships that deliver big differences to people's lives. I want to take our time together this morning to explain to you what I mean by this, how you can play a part and thank the hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals and organisations who have contributed to City for All in year 1 and will do so again in years 2 and 3. Being the world's greatest city means that we reflect many global issues locally. This complex environment means we have to be clear about what is truly important and how we can bring our resources together with our partners as we face some tough questions about some of our services. We know that we can't do everything on our own, and we are grateful for the support and time that individuals, communities and organisations put into keeping this such a great city. We understand that we all need to play some part, if we can, in ensuring Westminster's ongoing success. That is why we have a City for All strategy, with a clear delivery plan for the year ahead. And I recognise that it is the people and organisations in this room and beyond, public bodies, private businesses and individuals, that will need to work collaboratively with us as never before to deliver that vision. That is why I have placed listening to our residents, businesses and communities at the heart of everything we will do. We want to create the space for an open and honest dialogue about the challenges we face and how we can work better together. And I will tell you more about our exciting plans later. Whilst getting the basics right of providing low tax, clean streets and good value services will remain fundamental to what we do, what is also important is we must understand where we should focus our scarce resources to make the biggest difference to people's lives. What does this look like in reality? Let me give you an example or two. I would like to start by sharing Jamila's story. She had been out of work for 10 years and was in temporary accommodation before the Homelessness, Employment and Learning Project helped her back into work. In her own words, Jamila said, "My life has completely changed, and I've even seen a change in my children. Their moods have lifted now they see their mum being happy, and I now see a really bright future for me and my family." That's truly inspirational. It is stories like Jamila's that strengthen my resolve to tackle unemployment in this city. And I'm pleased to announce that over the last year, we have helped 800 long-term unemployed residents back into work. I also believe firmly that helping those in desperate situations means giving people the hope to achieve their aspirations and promise. Last year, with our Tribal colleagues and other partners, we adopted a single strategy to address violence against women and girls. By working together across our partnership, we can tailor the best approach and support to help those victims of abuse and break the cycle, to start again and reach their true potential. So together we will continue to tackle the big and challenging issues that create a city in which everyone can take pride and have the opportunities to realise their aspirations. That is why I am proud to share some of the highlights of this year's City for All Year 2 programme with you this morning. Firstly, I am even more determined to work with you to get more long-term unemployed people into work by developing a new Westminster employment service. When you've been out of work for a long time, it is likely that you will have other issues that make it even harder to get a job, despite people's best efforts and support to help themselves. That is why we'll be looking to bring an entirely fresh approach. If there are barriers to people finding work, we will help residents to tackle as many as possible so they can get back into work, not just focusing on one or two aspects of someone's life. The fact is that the help is often already out there. It just needs pulling together. That is why we're looking to join up health, education, adult services, housing and job support, and local businesses to help some of our most vulnerable into employment. We also want to work more smartly with our suppliers and build on our strong relationships with businesses, many of whom I'm pleased to see with us today, including the business improvement districts such as North Bank, where we are this morning, to create employment opportunities. And with Westminster already recognised as the place where more start-up businesses than anywhere else in the country, we're absolutely committed to helping entrepreneurs succeed. That is why I'm delighted to announce this morning that we will offer the right environment to support start-up businesses by doubling our existing enterprise space across Westminster to 22,000 square feet this coming year, including Hub Paddington, Lisson Arches, and where we are this morning, Somerset House. We're supporting Somerset House to renovate nearly 3,000 square metres of vacant space so it can become a home for a major new cluster of creative and maker SMEs. Just think of the incredible talent we can support right in the heart of Westminster so that they can be a success and realise their ambitions and aspirations. Another important pledge for Year 2 is we will deliver the recommendations of the Community Cohesion Commission, that is looking in to address the possible root causes of radicalisation and other related issues. We will also improve air quality in the city with a range of groundbreaking and innovative schemes, improving air quality and congestion. We will improve the emotional health and well-being of our children and young people by making sure that those who work with them and their families are able to identify issues, provide advice and support, and know where to get specialist help. The landscape in which we will deliver City for All is clearly changing. The Treasury announcement that our central government funding will diminish to nothing and be replaced by local funding incentives such as retention of business rates mean that growth is firmly on the agenda. But I want us to focus on the right kind of growth. We will not support growth for growth's sake in Westminster, but instead we will support growth that will benefit local people and the fabric of our city for generations to come. In short, we will do growth the Westminster way. Our winning formula of small government, effective partnerships that deliver truly life-changing differences to people's lives will determine and shape our growth agenda. An example of delivering growth the Westminster way is the West End Partnership, of which I'm proud to chair. It has brought together some of the biggest names in the city in a groundbreaking initiative to secure the future of the economic and creative powerhouse that drives the UK economy and that of London. By combining the views and experience of all who have both an emotional and economic interest in the West End, we are delivering an initial £500 million worth of investment into the infrastructure and public realm. This will act as a catalyst to generate an estimated £20 billion worth of new development over time. This is the kind of growth we support. Growth that will provide opportunities for Westminster's young people, business owners, residents and visitors. That is also why we will look closely at our current policies to ensure that they are fit for purpose. It is absolutely right that this year we will open up a dialogue with local people about building height, as our current policy hasn't been reviewed for 12 years. But growth does not have to mean going upwards. It can mean extensions, alterations, a floor here, a storey there, infilling some underutilised spaces for better effect. There are so many creative ways that we can look at the density and massing required to deliver growth together. I do want to make it clear, though, that under my leadership, we will support growth, but only where it works with our existing communities and the unique heritage of which we are proud custodians. If, through our leadership and collaborative working with you in this room and across the city, we can create the best environment to encourage the right kind of growth, then we will see flourishing people, strong communities, and a successful city. These successful neighbourhoods will be characterised by aspirations where we can all look forward with pride and optimism to the future as we celebrate the extraordinary character, traditions and history that define this special place. That is the scale of our ambition for Westminster, and I look forward to working with you all to deliver a city for all.